The magic treehouse. It's a place that has the ability to transport you back in time, anywhere in time. You could see dinosaurs or ancient Egypt, or maybe even ride a woolly mammoth. But what if it could do more? What if this magical treehouse had the ability to travel not just through time but space as well? Two other worlds where history took a different path, where magic and science intertwined to create extraordinary adventures. That's the premise of my series, which reimagines the magic treehouse as a multidimensional portal. Every episode is a portal into a different world, a different version of our own, where historical events played out in surprising ways. Sometimes these alternate histories are rooted in reality, like when Jack and Annie find themselves in an ancient Egyptian city during the construction of the Great Pyramid, or when they travel to Victorian England and meet the real-life H.G. Wells. But other worlds are completely fantastical, like the underwater kingdom of Atlantis, or a futuristic cyberpunk city ruled by a tyrannical Queen Amidala. Now, each episode is self-contained, so there's no overarching plot. Instead, each world has its own unique challenges and adventures for Jack and Annie to explore. In one world, they might team up with a band of medieval knights to defend their kingdom from an invading army. In another, they could be racing against the clock to stop the destruction of a futuristic metropolis. In this first episode, though, we begin with a simple camping trip. Jack and Annie are accompanied by their trusty dog, Morgan Le Fay, and their friend, a talking frog named Merlin. They've set up camp near an old treehouse, when suddenly the ground begins to shake. The kids rush over to the treehouse, which looks identical to the one from the original series, and duck under some vines just as it disappears into the ground. Startled, they climb down into its basement where they find a strange crystalline egg. Suddenly, the egg cracks open and reveals a miniature treehouse, one that seems to pulse with magical energy. Curiosity piqued, Annie reaches out to touch it, and the moment her fingers make contact, she and Jack are zapped inside. They find themselves on a beach in a world that seems similar, yet different, to their own. Tall palm trees sway in the breeze, but instead of waves crashing on the shore, there's a rushing sound of flowing sand. And as they look out over the horizon, they see not water, but another beach stretching as far as the eye can see. This beach is unlike any they've ever seen before. There are colorful tents scattered along it, and strange contraptions resembling bicycles with propellers are whizzing through the air. But it's the people that truly captivate them. Some have wings, while others seem to be made of living coral. A group of winged people approach, and Annie realizes with a jolt that she and Jack have become invisible to them. Concerned, the siblings hide behind a large rock and watch as the winged people land their strange flying machines and begin unloading boxes and crates from a boat. One of the winged people, a woman with vibrant green hair, notices the children and waves. Startled, Annie and Jack duck behind the rock. As the others unload, the woman approaches the rock and calls out to them, introducing herself as Ariel, Princess of Aquata. She explains that they're in Aquata, a hidden underwater kingdom that exists on a different plane of existence than their own. When Annie asks why she and Jack are invisible to the Aquatanis, Ariel tells them that they need to be purified by moonlight to become visible to those who live in Aquata. As night falls, the children realize they'll soon be visible to everyone in Aquata. And when Annie mentions that they need to get home, Ariel offers to help. She leads them to her father, King Triton, whose pearl staff can supposedly open portals between dimensions. However, the staff is currently being held by Ursula, Triton's evil sister, who has forbidden anyone from leaving Aquata. With no other options, Annie and Jack decide to sneak out of the city while everyone is sleeping. They take a boat and row out to sea, where they hope to be able to use the moonlight to return home. But as the moon rises, Ursula confronts them. She reveals that she stole the pearl staff because she wants to keep everyone in Aquata, including Ariel, whom she has imprisoned. Realizing that Ursula plans to use the staff to trap the entire kingdom, Annie and Jack spring into action. They work together to free the prisoners and restore the staff to Triton. With the kingdom freed, Triton uses his staff to create a portal, allowing Annie and Jack to finally return home. Safe in their own world, they watch as the portal closes, taking Aquata and its inhabitants out of sight and out of mind. But as the sun sets on their own world, the crystalline treehouse reappears in the backyard, ready for their next adventure. So what do you think of the concept? How would you improve it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for more updates on this project and more. Until then, here are 2 more ideas for episodes to whet your appetite. Jack and Annie find themselves in Elizabethan England, a world where Queen Elizabeth I rules over a realm where magic and technology coexist. But when a mysterious plague threatens to wipe out all magic users, the children team up with a young scientist named William Shakespeare to find a cure and save the kingdom. Or they could wind up in ancient Greece at a time when gods and monsters roamed the land. When the Oracle of Delphi warns of a great evil stirring in the underworld, Jack and Annie join forces with the heroes Theseus and Hercules to defeat the monster, save the day, and restore balance to the world. I believe that this concept has the potential to capture the imaginations of both children and adults. Kids will love the exciting adventures and fantastical creatures that inhabit these different worlds, while adults will appreciate the opportunity to revisit history through a fresh and imaginative lens. If you're interested in collaborating, please reach out and let me know what you bring to the table. Together, I think we can make something truly special